Thank you for tuning in. Today's video, we're going to be doing an unboxing and quick review of this guy right here. This is the newest for 2025 from Spirit and Spencer's. This is the Tied Up Chucky doll from Season 2 of the TV series. In the past several years, Trick or Treat Studios and NECA are not the only company that's really gotten to bat with the Chucky dolls here. Spirit and Spencer's alike, because I'm pretty sure it's the same parent company that owns them. They've revamped their Chucky and Tiffany dolls. They've put out good guy dolls and actual good guy boxes. They made Glenn, they've made Glinda, and now they've got this guy this year as well. So it's a really great kind of like economic option for Chucky dolls. Not everybody can spend, $500 on a doll. I think these are wonderful to exist for that. I remember back in the day, and let me grab him. This right here is my first Chucky doll. This cost $40 in 2008 at Spencer's. And this is one of the more original, I don't think it's the, a first release, I think there's some differences, but the Bride of Chucky good guy doll that lived at Spencer's for decades. This is that original mold. And mine is not representative of, exactly how that one looked. I modified mine when I was 12. I got this, again, in 2008 for my 13th birthday. This is what I wanted that year, and this is what I got. And he's been around ever since. So we have the first in that line and the latest. And I really want to get the Glenn that they have put out, and Glinda. Glinda is the main one I'm hunting, but I was unable to get Glenn last year. I'm really glad that he's been available, for the entire time for this past year. And then this guy's been getting, scalped online, on eBay. Do not pay those stupid prices for this guy. People are wanting, $200. He's available on Spirit's site right now, at least at the time of making this video in mid-September of 25. He's available. His price is $99, but again, with a Trick or Treat Studios doll being 100%, one-to-one scale, being as good as it is, $500, that's 5 of these. So, this is a much easier, I think, bullet to bite down on for a lot of folks. And this doll, from everything I've heard and seen, it looks great. When Spirit/Spencer's redid their Chucky and Tiffany a couple of years ago, I didn't get the new ones. I didn't get any of the more basic good guy dolls either in the boxes. I was, again, excited for Glenn and Glinda because I can't believe they got merch. But this thing looks, genuinely impressive. And it's also super interesting the way they put this out. The accessory is the tied up rope and the Hannibal mask. So it's a hyper-specific Chucky from a hyper-specific scene. But I also think it's their way of getting a TV series style doll out there while it's serving a different purpose compared to, if you got the original dolls. Just a very interesting, assortment of accessories. But I think it's really cool. Here he is in the box. The box is super basic. It's got the pictures on the side where it talks about the removable magnetic mask. And at the base of the box, you'll see the Spencer's and Universal logos right there. I wanted to zoom in here real quick, mostly because I got mine in person at a Spirit. The Spirit I went to actually online said that they didn't have any in stock, and then I saw him just hanging out there on the shelf. So feel free to check those stores if online, site to store isn't working. But they said that this one was probably a return, which is maybe why it didn't show up. And it looks like he has some scuffing on the nose of the Hannibal type mask on the inside, because you can see the black paint on the window here. Now, I noticed this before I bought it. It is technically a QC, issue, but I figured everything else on him looked really good. I thought that, the paint, the eyes, everything looked fine. Aside from that, matching a dark, gray or black paint is going to be super easy. And if I bought it online, you're risking something else. So, I figured I know what I'm getting with this. I'll go ahead and grab it in person. And I got it for 20% off. So that was cool. That decor coupon they currently have does work for these. So nothing too exciting in the box. Let's go ahead and crack him open here. He's got a super standard style box, a little pull tab on the back. Whoop, something flew off the box. Slide him out of there. And there he is. I mean, he's tied up, so, you could just say, job done. Alright, this little dude's got some zip ties back here. Bring in the nippers. Alright, once you get those snipped, he should be free out of the box. We're just gonna pull him forward. And there he is. And here he is out of the box. And this is exciting. This is the first new Chucky doll I've gotten in like over, probably a couple of years now. He has got this plastic or tape. Yeah, there's just like some plastic holding the mask to his face. And now obviously his hair is going to come a little miffed out of the box, but it actually isn't bad. And it seems like it styles pretty well. So he doesn't look too bad right out of the box right there. Now, this doll is stuffed, kind of like a plush. The back of the box says that it can't stand by itself. I don't know. It feels pretty stiff, but yeah, no, he cannot stand by himself. We're going to go ahead and grab one of these. These are one of the doll stands. I've been talking about these doll stands for years. They're on Amazon, the Kaiser Chubby Waisted doll stands. I don't know if they're currently available. I know they were unavailable for quite some time, but I'll try and include a link to at least the listing for these. So if they're not available, you can hopefully try and source them. But I would think that this guy can work with this. So we're just going to try and, kind of put it just around his chubby waist there. Yeah, there we go. He's more dead weighting it. That's the only reason I would be worried about him being able to hold it, is because the Trick or Treat Studios and NECA dolls, they're pretty good about standing on their own for the most part. They just need a little bit of extra support, whereas this guy can't stand at all. So that stand's doing all of the work. But this little guy looks wonderful right out of the box. I know that you can also take the ropes off of him. I'm going to try and do that. I'm going to try and figure it out. But right out of the box is a really neat little just display piece for Chucky. Now, again, it's very interesting that they picked this Chucky, because without taking the ropes off, you just have this like kind of BDSM version of this little doll to hang around in your house as a Halloween decoration. So for the average buyer, the person who's not like super, insanely, oh, that's Chucky from X episode of season 2 of the TV series. I wonder how well this will translate. But again, I think the packaging does a good job of showing he is a normal Chucky. Let's go ahead and take a look at his face. Ah, he's so pretty. And I love the little detail on this mask. I've seen some people make some custom ones in the past, so it's kind of crazy that we have this as an official released accessory. And you can see the scraping on the paint right there on the nose. Again, I could probably fix that, so I'm not super worried, but whatever. I'm sure this thing wasn't like in perfect shape before they put it on Chucky. And the selection of this style, I think, is really cool, because the new dolls for this year are the Tied Up Chucky from that, again, hyper-specific episode in season 2 right there before the end, and also Glenda. So from a really great scene in the TV series when Glenda, more rather, confronts Chucky himself when they have him captive in this type of scenario, I thought it was a wonderful scene. So the fact that we have both of those characters on the market now represented is really neat. And I just wanted to zoom in here to get some really good look at some of this detail. That face sculpt looks great. The hair, just everything about it. It really does look like a TV series styled doll. So I just think this is great to, again, capture at more of a cheaper retail level here. But let's take a look a little bit closer at his face. And the deepness of his eyes, the way they're actually made there with the plastic and they're installed in the head. The look at the actual like overalls and whatnot. Now all of this is like printed. He doesn't have a real overalls or anything like that. The shirt as well is not a real sweater. But either way, again, this stuff looks good. We've had these dolls on the market for a while, so we should know what we're getting when it comes to them and the type of quality, more rather. But again, they've been improving on these dolls for years. I think this looks fine, especially for the money. And I hear that you can customize them pretty easy. I've seen some folks put some wire frames inside the body so you can pose him pretty well. So this is just a great little addition. Now, when it comes to articulation out of the box where he's tied up, I mean, this is it. This is this is the doll. This is what you're getting right here. This is the way he's tied in the back. This is how you can kind of see all of that. I'm sure you could physically undo these. I would like to get the rope off of him without actually untying all of it, because I'd like to be able to keep these exact binds. I don't know how that's going to work, but sure. But the only real movement he has is his hands can rotate, because again, he's made like every other Chucky doll. And his head does not really rotate. It feels like it might be able to a degree, but it's probably installed with some type of plastic tie or a zip tie on the inside like the old dolls. But for some reason, it's not like a straight disc that's letting me just turn the head. So I don't know if that's an issue on my copy or the doll in general. I've not noticed that coverage. So I'll take a look when I get some of these ropes off. All right, so I'm going to try and undo these ropes here. I'm going to do this off camera because it's going to be very convoluted, I'm sure, and I'm going to be swearing a lot. But I'm going to try and un-BDSM him just a little bit here. I'll be right back with a more, all ages friendly Chucky. All right, and now here we have Chucky de-roped, and I'm not going to lie, I kind of regret doing this. Mostly because as taking this off, it's very evident that this is on a very, very specific way. This went on him a very, very specific way. So getting it back on him that exact way is going to be very tricky, but it's fine. I'm sure I can do it. It'll be great. And when taking it off also, there are two kind of like hot glue like strips or dots on his sleeve here, so this is technically, that might be kind of like a blemish to you, but there is a little bit of hot glue, so he's not like perfectly, you know, just take the ropes off or anything like that. But underneath is a very beautiful doll with a very, very inaccurate sweater, but it's fine. Again, this is Spirit, it's fine. You can obviously still attach the little mask, so you know, if you want him running around still doing Hannibal stuff, he can do that. And so I've been trying to mess with the head as well, and yeah, I don't know what it is. There is a zip tie around a disc on the inside, but mine just isn't giving at all and not turning. So again, you know, if somebody gets a doll like this, I would feel like the head should be able to turn. I guess mine is turning a little bit if I force it like that, but it's not like a full rotation or anything like that. Just to kind of give you a look at the body here and kind of what you're playing with a Chucky doll. You know, he's not very floppy or soft or plush. He is fairly stiff. You know, there's no armature or anything inside the body, so it's all just, you know, friction and fluff. The bottom of his shoes do have the good guy doll details, which I think is great that the Spirit dolls have this detail now. I think they've had it for a bit, but still very, very nice to see. And while I do have him here, I want to compare him with my OG. Again, this is not like a full comparison or anything, but it's kind of a full circle moment for me. Again, this doll, you're probably thinking, that looks like shit. I have had this since 2008. I've had this since I was 13 years old. It is my baby. Fizz's first Chucky right here. And here it is with the newest offering from Spirit/Spencer's. I know the previous Spencer's dolls seem to have shrunk a little bit, but this one seems to be at least similar, if not the same size as the original Chucky they had way back when. And there you can kind of see the difference, at least in the overalls and whatnot. It's kind of awkward to do this from this angle, but you can see it. Obviously, the sculpts are better these days, and the one thing that's absolutely better is the hair. You can actually style, mess with, fluff up, comb down that hair. This hair, I've not been able to do anything with since I was a kid. But regardless, I love them both very much, especially my boy here. Again, I just had to show the old with the new, the Spencer's Chucky. And that is pretty much my coverage here on this Chucky doll. He's a pretty simple one, but again, he's really nice, especially for the price. If you want just a very, very nice looking Chucky doll out of the box, $100, this gets it for you. Or you can have this hyper-specific Season 2 episode version of Chucky, which is what I'm going to be doing for the rest of the night, is trying to put this shit back on him in a way that looks actually good. But if you have any questions about this guy, feel free to leave them in the comment section down below. I'll be happy to get back to you as soon as possible, or hit me up on Instagram over there at DudeSpooter. I'm going to be posting a little bit more about him over there, I'm sure. If you enjoyed, like this video and subscribe for more Chucky coverage coming to you this Halloween season. I hope you guys are having a great fall, watching some fucked up horror movies and buying some Chucky dolls. And until that next time, my name is Fizz, and this has been Spencer/Spirit's new Tied Up Chucky for 2025. Thank you for watching.